Woo!
Ooh, we are back. We are back. The boys are back. The
I'm
boys
alive.
are back. Can I say the boys that are active are back? Oh shit, and Indy's active as well, isn't it?
Indy literally told us I will be there, but we don't know.
I mean, he's enjoying his dispensation, isn't it? So yeah, you know what I mean. So at least you find a place to get your comp. You know what I mean. When was the last time you found a comp?
I don't compete anymore, man. I just live and breathe for you guys, you know? It's fine. It's
Sometimes
fine.
that's how.
You know,
That's sometimes that's true.
technically speaking, you can say Joey retired, which is crazy.
You can say what?
Wow.
Joey retired you.
He actually didn't. If anything, I made him the guy he is today, if you think about it.
Oh,
I,
what this?
I woke him up. We were not gonna go back to that. That was years ago, man. That was ages ago. Guys, look, let me just say it feels good to
Okay.
be back. We finally have an episode after like about 10 million years. So much has happened. I have no idea what's going on in the powerlifting world apart from that our group chat, what you guys do say. But before we kick this off, guys, for everyone that is listening, make sure you have signed up to the British Classic Fantasy League. If you haven't, stop wasting time. Click onto that link. Follow the page British Classic FL. We have first place £80 cash, second place £40 cash, third place Bulk Essential Supplement Package. So yeah, go on Instagram, follow, and all the best. Have you guys got your team as well, by the way? Are you guys doing it? Can you do it, by the way? Or is that
Uh,
kind of cheating? Because Durance can kind of just set himself up.
Yeah, that's cheating, bro. You got you,
it's a yeah, but wow, the
yeah,
person
but
who's hosting it is also competing.
Mm.
exactly. So I mean, realistically, I think us being the sponsor of this for this year, I don't think we can do that. But the reality of the thing is, anyone that is been supporting us over the years, I think that's something fun that came around that Manny, of course, and Kibria put together. So I find it really interesting to see people's opinion and view. And some fuckers out there are so biased about their picks, not even thinking about, not looking at people's health, training. They just think, oh yeah, because that's my girl, isn't it? I have to pick her, otherwise she's gonna kill me. Yeah, but she might as well win, mate. She comes
I
second. I'm
don't
gonna
think they
laugh
are,
at
you know. I think once there's money involved, they're going to put friends to the side and just bet who they really do
But
think.
this is why, like, literally, as soon as I saw it, I said to Manny, I was like, listen, we gotta sponsor this shit. Do you know what I mean? Name your price, we're gonna sponsor it. We will do it. So it's just because, like, you want reality, I mean, basically a little bit of banter, a little bit of fun, and a little bit of honesty as well in terms of like when money's involved. Because like you might pick me, right, to win or whatever, but I don't fucking win, bro. I ain't gonna give you the 80 quid, you know. You just lost 80 quid. That could be like a 2 month programming for some people. Some people's 1 or 2 months gym membership. Do you know what I mean?
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, unless you're Mo and everything's paid for, so technically Mo doesn't
exactly.
pay for gym
So
membership.
talking about it more, what are you doing with your membership
Oh,
while
hello.
you're moving now?
I'm trying to find the gym. I don't know. I
What do you
need to
mean?
find the gym in Manchester.
So, bro, look, you're a big lifter. Just put on your page, anyone know a good powerlifting gym in Manchester, bro? You get thousands
Yeah, but there
response.
are few, but the problem is the commute. So there's two big gyms in Manchester that I know. There's Goodlift and Federation. Federation seems very, very hella posh. But the commute in Manchester is just gonna be wild. So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do
Well,
30 minutes after work to get to the gym and then 30 minutes back home. It was just I'm thinking I might have to do something in the garden.
I mean,
I don't
if
know, but
if
both things fine.
only we had like a platform where we could like ask people if they know any gyms, you know?
Yeah,
If
only,
only.
if
Wait,
only.
we have this for fuck's sake, Mo. If anyone knows any gyms for the love of God, please just hit up Mo and help him out so he
The
can
cheap one.
actually
Look,
train.
I mean, for federations, I've been there, I've trained there, and Adidas trained there as well. It's a very nice place, but the only thing, mate, you can't use talk.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Yeah,
fair enough then.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
they've
that's
got like
problem.
their own like they've got all like nice. It's too fancy. I need a bit of a
Yeah, you can't. I mean, because
grunge in my
could you
gym.
believe that I didn't use water, bro?
I'm not surprised.
So Nigerian, bro. Because I just use water. I was like, bro, how the fuck did you use
What
water?
is water for?
He's trapping. But anyway, he has a big pool, so I guess the water's been working, isn't it? So we can't say shit.
So, guys,
Oh,
I've been
days.
very behind, by the way, right?
Mm.
You guys need to fill me in. What's been happening? What have you guys been up to? I feel like we haven't done a podcast in ages, so I think it's good for the listeners to hear, like, Jorans, what you been up to? How's training going? How's everything?
Mate, to be fair, for me, I was in China. I won the World Games. You didn't know that. And came home, went to silent worker. I had my RPE. Me personally, I don't care what people say. For me, that was an RPE 8 session, right? That's for me. That was an RPE 8. It was not an RPE 12.5 that some people were thinking it was. So that was
That's
an
crazy.
RPE 8
Were you not doing
session.
back-offs? Were you not doing back-offs also? Or was that only
Oh,
a
of
meal?
course. Of course, bro. Of course.
Yeah.
No, it's basically Emil was wild. Emil he did his set before the attempt on the platform.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it was wild. Me, I tried to do that. I was like, nah, man, I'm 36 years old, but I don't have nothing to fucking prove. I'll come tomorrow. That's why the next day I went into train. Literally, like I had a 2 hours sleep. I just woke up. I said to Joey, look, let's go. I'm gonna train. Joey was like, what the I was like, I need to do my I said it.
So did
So
everyone go there to like just pretty much do RPE sevens and eights? Well, apart from Joey though, because he maxed out. I know that. I saw that.
well, Joey didn't max out. He went in for a chill day. It was a chill day for him too. So yeah, I think it was more about it. It was a
Ima
silent worker is fun. So yeah.
Imagine you're there. You've been training hard to get to this silent worker meet. You're hella hyped. You're fighting for your life, 110%, and you're seeing Durins and Emil just doing back-offs and then doing warm-up sets, beating
That's
your GL
demoralizing.
easily.
Fucking hell.
Oh yeah, but it was fun. It was fun. It's just like the kick of silent worker is always there is no weight class, there's no weight category. Men and women, you're all together. You go for it. That's only been the kick over the silent worker, but it's fun though because when are you gonna have a meet where, apart from I think Avankus has done it in this year, where you see men and women are battling out for GL point, and fun enough, Agatha was even in the list before the ban. She was meant to lift the silent
Yeah.
worker, you know. For me, when I saw that, I was just like, okay, let me just go there for fun because what's the point? If Agatha is there, because originally they had Agatha, Sonita, Tiff, Kiara. These four women, they're all like 123, 124 GL point, right? And then against all the male, bro, unless you're a perk, if you know Austin
Yes, no
Perkins or,
chance.
or Joey B, how the hell are you gonna go against those four women? They're literally
No
the four
chance.
best women on the planet. So yeah, that's what makes Silo very interesting there. So, but in terms of training, Espin, you're asking for training. I think for me, training is going really well. So it's become almost like a same thing, innit? I never say to people training really going really bad. I never really, to be fair, I've never really had a bad training session just because I've been in lucky, number one. And number two, I don't intend not to push too much into training. That's what
Mm.
training is just say, yeah, smooth sailing, literally. I have not been pushing my training. And even sometimes Christian will be there, he'll be saying to me, like, okay, do this. Sometimes I'll add a 2.5 kilo on my lift or maybe one more rep. And it will be like, oh, recovery next day is gonna be fucked. And the next day I send him like the other day I sent him like 265 for 8. He was like, what? How? You did that on Sunday. You just he went like you just lifted on Friday where you do a 290 for like doubles, multiple doubles, and then on Sunday you're doing 268 for 8. How? So again, me, I'm just blessed when it comes to that. So yeah, it's been going well. It's been going well. How about you, Mo?
Train's good, man. Obviously, we've got British Nationals coming up. Since Worlds, we have Worlds that happened, and then I think training has really been trying to find the perfect balance,
Mm,
and in terms of the programming and also in terms of the technique. So the biggest thing for me is it's been very similar. No big meets. I was supposed to do silent worker, but unfortunately, work just made that not feasible thing at all. And then we've done the swap from sumo to conventional, which has been very interesting on its own. But we're 2 weeks out from British Nationals now, so you just dial in the final little bits, and then hopefully we see how the the battle plays out on the day.
Should
So
be fun.
you're gonna pull conventional like the British?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny because I was using we might touch it later, but I was using a SVD Austin to like gauge sumo conventional. What do I think how everyone's playing out? But I think the realistic thing is if I can pull sumo and I know I can pull 380, 385, but I know 100% what the judges are going to be looking at is going to be the lockout. And I can't reduce the size of my quads, unfortunately. I can't make it smaller. I don't have small calves. I don't have small quads. I don't have small hamstrings. So it's a physical restriction. There's nowhere else for that bar to go. If the judges don't like it, I'm at their mercy on the day. So the easiest thing to do is just go conventional and then just, if I have to play catch up, I have to play catch up. I know eventually I'll supersede what I've done sumo. So it doesn't matter.
But what's your weight right now, Mo?
116.
Oh,
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's good though, because you've never been
116
before, isn't it? First time, right?
I was 116 at Germany, but like a fake 116 because I did that stupid nonsense of like eating I finished like 2 kilos of cream of rice when I was in Germany.
fucking
Just
hell.
eating. Yeah, it was, I don't know. I thought I was like, you know what? All these boys are heavy. I'm just gonna chow as much carbs as possible and just carb load like crazy. It just made me feel sick as fuck. So
Durance,
this
do you
time
know how
around,
much?
I am actually 160.
Do you know how much 2 kilos of cream of rice is? Like, I don't think you've actually deeped how much. So a
That was crazy.
bag is actually a kilo, like a fucking bag.
Bro, you're eating like you're living in a war zone, bro. Fuck you, know.
Was that Mo? And throughout the day, though, right? Not just in one sitting.
No. That's like the whole period I was there. So I was there for like 4 or 5 days.
I thought
Yeah,
like
yeah,
within
yeah.
a meal. That's why I was like, what
No,
the
that's
fuck?
crazy. Nah,
Yeah,
hell
no,
no.
that's why I thought. Jesus Christ. Okay, cool. Okay,
So basically, this is why every time I see you in Germany, you had a bowl of rice. It was
Basically,
because of
that's what I
that.
was eating. It was literally my goal was to carb load as much as physically possible. So I was just there. That's why I had a bowl of rice I was eating like within every single meal. I was like 300 of like just the actual dry like powder and then make it into rice and eat it. Do not do that. It's never, honestly, it's gaining weight for competition by bloating your body weight with food or whatever is not worth it. Put the muscle mass on, which I have actually done this time around. So let's say I was 114, I've actually tried to put an extra 1.5 morning weight. And then it feels so much more better. And I'm not trying to kill myself with like stupid stuff.
Yeah. Espin, what about you? I mean, you said you're not lifting anymore or anything. What's happening now? Have you been
yeah. So
have you
obviously,
failed the blood test or drug test or something? What's happening?
no drug, no. Anyways, but basically, you guys obviously know I've had a lot of issues with my knee from years ago, man. So after I went to Ish, like 25 years ago, my right knee just hasn't been the same. It came from an issue that I had with football, and I just never really got it looked into. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And whenever I try and do anything above like 70% on squats and deadlifts, boom, my knee will just completely go. Like my knee will just cave in. Like I couldn't force any power going out on my sumo. So I did so many things. I changed to conventional. I changed my squats to more of a narrow stance. Even when I benched, I couldn't bench properly because generating power through my knee, like through leg drive, my right knee couldn't allow it. So every time I was benching, anything above like 70%, it was almost like I was doing a Larson bench. Like it just got to a point where it was just annoying. Like I worked under great coaches like Chance Mitchell, God rest his soul, wherever he is. Dan.
God rest his soul.
Just go to, oh, wow.
So
Okay.
if I wasn't going to say it, you guys were. So fuck you, Jorans. And yeah, so I've worked under great people, man, but it doesn't matter what program, what we were doing, nothing would fix this knee. It's just something that I had to basically like have a big chat with Tasha, with the wife, and be like, look, clearly this isn't working. Obviously, mentally, it was a big one because powerlifting was pretty much all I knew, all I loved. So taking the step of just leaving it and being like, right, I can't do this anymore, focusing back onto bodybuilding and stuff. That's basically what I've been doing for the past 12 weeks now. So yeah, just focusing on all these imbalances that I have, focusing on my strengthening my knee, my quads more than anything, my calves, just all these little details that I never used to do before. Basically focusing on all of that. Yeah, in terms of weight, I started off at 75 kilos. Now I'm weighing in at 83. So yeah, it's been a good journey, but we'll see what happens. If powerlifting comes back, then it does within the next few years. Who knows? But powerlifting will never go anywhere, anyway. So we'll see what happens in the future. But like I said before, I'm living for you guys. So you guys lead the way.
But are you sorry, I'm off camera, like my camera just shut off.
All good.
Are you seeing anybody though in terms of like
So yeah, like I saw a lot of
professional?
physiotherapists, and then long story short, like I spoke to like a specialist, and they was pretty much like it's the meniscus, and they said that two options here: either get operated, but then that could, because of my age as well. Like bear in mind, I'm 36, so it's like because of my age, they said that it could pretty much lead to arthritis. So it's one of those things, man. There was like you could either do that or just like work around it, try and strengthen like a muscle groups around it, which is why I'm doing a lot of like different movements, different exercises, which I never used to do before. So Tasha's pretty much got me doing that. And in all honesty, like it's been so much better. Like my legs are feeling a lot more powerful. I would show you guys like pictures. Actually, I have sent you pictures already of my quads. Like they've gone a lot bigger in size. My imbalances as well is a lot better. Because I had one hip that was higher than the other. So like my body was almost like this. So I kept walking around like this. It was really weird. I might post it on Instagram actually, but all these years, every time I was walking like this. So it was like one side was generating more power than the other. I had no leg drive on my right. So my left was taking everything, which just made it so much worse. And then my hip then started to hurt because of the imbalance. It was just a shit show, man. I think the hardest thing about this was just being able to just get it through my head that powerlifting wasn't going to be a thing anymore. It's just difficult when you love something so much. Like, obviously, imagine you guys one day to another, like being told, you know what, this isn't, you can't do it anymore. Like, it's just going to make you worse. It's just horrible, right, to think about. So I think once I accepted it, I just had to take it from there, right? But yeah, it was tough at first, man. A lot of behind the scenes shit, a lot of behind the scenes struggles that no one really sees. Because obviously, I normally post memes, posts that make jokes out of people, this band, all chat shit. But believe it or not, behind the scenes, it was a struggle, man. It was a lot of like mental stress. I was like, fuck, this is so annoying. Like, especially people don't understand that it's harder as well when you have friends like you guys, not hyping you guys up, but you guys are elite lifters. So when I see you guys doing what you do, and you guys got all these fans and shit like that, and then like I have to now say goodbye to what I love to do. It's just fucking annoying. But anyways, that was 12 weeks ago. Now I finally like accepted it, and now I'm just training again. More importantly, I'm just enjoying training. I'm enjoying bodybuilding now, and that's all I can do for now. Boys, like it is what it is. Just,
I mean, powerlifting is a long game sport. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
The thing is, like, we've seen people broken hips, broken knees, and you know what I mean. They come back and they're still doing what they had to do. And of course, even the example, I mean, I always said it's like women. You know, we have good women in the sport where they've gone away, had babies, and come back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So them having babies, bro, that's tougher than you fucking having a knee issue, bro. Believe me.
Yeah, no, I know, it's true.
That's a physical change.
Exactly.
That's why.
So
if there's any other people, if there's anyone listening to this and you're also going through something similar, just know that this sounds very cheesy, but just know it's all right to just take a step back and just do something else for the time being. Because especially the younger lot, they think that once powerlifting is done, that's it. Like they can't do anything. But if anything, believe it or not, I think this is one of the best things that could have happened to me because I'm going back to basics. I'm building these foundations again that I stopped doing. All these small details that I kept neglecting, I'm doing all of these things again now. And I feel like all of these lifters just need to make sure they're doing that as well to not go through what I'm going through. Like if you have got niggles, little issues, fucking sort them out straight away. Because if you don't, shit will get worse. You'll get to my stage and then game over. Yeah.
Just stick to it. Get healthy and come back. The sport is always going to be here. Do you know what I mean? So the reality with these sports, like, I mean, look, talking about it, like, look at nowadays of these weight classes. If I go back to you and I ask you in 2019, who won every single weight class, apart from probably Russ, had to beat Gibbs back after 2018. Pretty much people don't know who won these weight classes. Do you know what I mean? In 74, who won? Yeah, Taylor, because you talk about it every single fucking day. Do you know what I mean? But the rest, you would know. Do you know what I mean? You would know. So that's the reality of things. So the sport doesn't really go anywhere. It's no point of pushing, and you end up with a Zimmer frame, bro. Jesus, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You don't want that. Even though I know some of us will end up with it, but come on, it's too
Oh,
early for that.
do you know what's crazy? I feel like
No.
the stamp was when I went out with Bailey and Tasha to the park, and I wanted to chase Bailey, but I couldn't because my knee was hurting. That's when I was like, oh no, I'm 36 and I can't even keep up with like trying to chase my dog. That was a game changer. I was like, no, 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 no.
Yeah,
We need to fix something, man. Here, it's
yeah,
not good.
yeah. I know what you mean. So yeah, I
Yeah,
got a
that's me.
question. I got a question though. I got a question. Like out of you spoke about giving up something that you love doing is very difficult. So, my question to you is, the first few weeks, as you said, they were tough. Is there do you, how did you manage to go through those first few weeks? Because as much as you said they were tough, as much as giving us something that you love, I just want you to give us a little bit more. How did you deal with it, especially when you found that and when you sat the wife down and said, "Look, I think this is have to be done." Do you know what I mean? How did you deal with it? Because for me, I've never been in that position, and I probably like yes, I don't know how people deal with it.
I think
Not gonna lie, let me add a little bit. I don't think Espin sat Tasha down. I think Tasha sat Espin down and said, "Wagwan."
I was gonna
It's
actually
not.
get to that. I was
I've told you
actually
to
gonna
take
get
out the
to
bins 10 times, and the bins are still here because of this knee. So
it.
something needs to change.
Nah, I feel like with me, I'm like my dad. I'm very hot-headed, and I don't what's that word? I tend to not express how I'm feeling. If something hurts, I kind of won't say it. I'll just like ride it out. I'll make an excuse. I'll be like, oh, it could have been this, it could have been that. But then it just got to a point where it was just like enough is enough. When I decided to make that change, right? So obviously Tasha and I spoke, and Tasha pretty much just gave it all to me. She was like, look, clearly you're like, you need to focus on this. The reason your knee's hurting, it could be potentially because of this, because of this, because of this. She basically told me everything. She kind of grilled me, but in the nicest way possible to, take that bodybuilding approach. Um, and yeah, to be fair, like it's a lot easier when you've got someone in your corner. Like for me, especially, like Tasha's seen what I've gone through year after year. She knows how dedicated I am, right? When it comes to training. Believe it or not, well, not believe it or not, but my right knee was an issue for year after year after year. But I was still in the gym every fucking day trying to work around it. Like I was in the gym. I stayed loyal to the program regarding like what coach I was working with at the time. I was still giving everything I could, but my knee just wouldn't allow it to the point where Tasha was like, right, we're changing everything. We're gonna do this. And I feel like me just accepting it and just letting her lead the way, very hard for me to do. I guess it's very hard for any guy to do, right? Like especially when you're so like, if you think you're correct all the time, it's very hard. So I kind of had to like leave that to the side, trust Tasha, let her take lead, and she has. And fucking that was the best thing I've ever done because I'm in such a better place right now, mentally, physically. Like I'm a lot better. Like my physique wise, I don't look like I'm a little string anymore. But to answer your question, I think it's easier for me because I had Tasha by my side. Not a lot of people will have that. Some people obviously may be single, so I don't know what their approach would be. But for me, it was very easy because I've got her by my side and just she kind of took lead. I just had to basically let her do it, pretty much.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. These are tough things, isn't it?
It's a tough thing to speak about as well as men. You know what I mean? Like we don't really talk about that. We don't really like to like share our feelings.
Right.
But
talking about it, like it's not similar to yours, right? It's different to what you're saying. Like before silent work, and I think I was squatting. It was like my high bar. It was nothing. It was like 225 or something like that, right? Sophie was there, and then I finished. You know, when you finish a squat, you rack, you sit down, and she comes to me saying, "Are you all right?" I was like, "I'm good." I was like, "Your right knee did not look good." I was like, and then I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Watch the video." Then I watched the video. I literally saw on a second rep, my running backward.
Oh shit.
And somehow, I have no idea how I did not notice that. And I kid you not, boys, when I sat on that bench after 2 minutes, the whole thing just locked. But I did carry on the set. I finished the set, literally, I did the 5 reps. I was done. That happened in the second rep. And I was just like, he was like, yeah, you need to be careful. I don't want you to start putting this much pressure on that knee, especially when it's cold. Because again, especially on Wednesday, my day 2 and sometimes my day 4, because I have to go to the office. I come home, sometimes I'm training at 9, 10. That place is cold as hell. So now, like, again, as you said, having that person next to you is so important. When I'm in the office now, whenever I'm telling her I'm leaving, she turned the heating on, everything is ready. Like, by the time I'm traveling home, I come in, everything is set. But before, it used to be literally, I'll come in, turn the heating, and I start warm up. Do you know what I mean? When I'm that cold. So yeah, having that person next to you is really important. So I know they're not gonna lift the weight for you, or they're not gonna do the rehab for you, but still they're there. They have got that second eyes, that second pair of eye checking and then looking, seeing how, because sometimes, as you
And
said,
they know
because
when you're lying.
yeah,
They
oh,
know when you're
100%.
not telling the truth.
Oh,
And it
100%.
annoys you as well because it's like you're trying to
Yeah,
hide certain things, but they know your facial
100%.
reaction, the way you say stuff, the way you articulate your words. They know everything.
100,
It's like,
oh,
you can't
100%.
hide away.
Well, 100%. Even like when after China, right, I came home, she was like, I bet you're not happy with China, isn't it? I was like, no, that's the biggest tour of my life. I'm happy. You know what I mean? That's almost the third biggest tour in IPF in my weight class. Yeah, I'm excited about it. She looked at me and was like, you're lying. You are lying. You're regretting it, that performance. How strong you were on that platform. You wish you had a little bit more time for you to aim for that 890. That's why you literally had in your mind after you put your last deadlift. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, this woman can see me like a fucking naked man. I swear to
Literally,
God.
it's everything.
You know what I mean?
But
So you can't lie, bro. You can't.
I think the last thing I'll add on this is for those that don't have anyone with them, like partner, is like always reach out to your friends. Number one, I think it took me a month to reach out to you guys before anything.
Yeah.
I didn't say
Yeah.
anything to you guys because obviously luckily I'm blessed that I have Tasha. But I didn't say anything to you guys till about a month later and I was silent. I didn't even message anything in the group chat. You guys probably thought I was dead at this point. But yeah, I pretty much, if I was to take it all back, I would reach out to you guys straight away. And I think this is the message I'm trying to get out, right? So anyone that is going through a similar situation, just reach out. Like if you don't have anyone, like a partner, for example, then reach out to your closest friends, man. Because despite you guys drilling each other and stuff,
or just reach out to Mo. Or reach out to Mo.
I mean, I would reach out to Indy, but he doesn't respond. Like he wasn't even here today, so it's just pointless. You know what I mean?
Leave in the Indy's enjoying his dispensation, so let him enjoy it. So I mean, again, Mo, let me bring you in.
Though. Yeah, I was going to add in. I think, like you highlighted, that bodybuilding aspect is very important. I think sometimes, and this is really a very good important note for if we have any of the younger side of athletes who are listening to this. The ability to diversify your training is so important. And I think some people get too tied in with that powerlifting label. And well and truly, we are fundamentally just going to the gym and training. We are a more skilled bodybuilder. Hopefully, we're on significantly less drugs and not using any, and also know how to lift weights properly. That's really what we are. And then we compete in the squat, bench, and deadlift and try to maximize our ability to generate force in those movements. So if you're able to diversify your training, because you will, unless you're very, very lucky within like the 5% that do this sport and have solid joints that don't get injured, you will pick up an injury. Your training will stall. And then obviously that risk to reward ratio increases the older you are. But if you can always step back and go, cool, I can't squat right now, but I can still do a leg extension. I can still do a Bulgarian split squat. I can still do a lunge. It gives you the ability to diversify and hopefully even maybe work on weaknesses that even though Espin now you're saying I might not powerlift, what you might find is as you put more muscle tissue over time and let your body sit at a more natural body weight, you might find that you come back to quote unquote powerlifting training. I'm not saying you have to compete, but at least the squat, bench, and deadlifts are movements that 70, 80-year-olds should be able to do. So I think you'll be able to return back to that. And I think that's important for people. When you get injured, have the ability to step back and diversify such that you're not hoping and really solely focused on this powerlifting success, really, when it's just squat, bench, and deadlift success.
100%, because I feel like as well, just to add to that, last one, because I know Jones is like, fucking hell, we got so much to talk about, is I've noticed a habit where people will have like a good meet, for example, like beginners, let's just say, they'll have a good meet and they're like, right, I had a fucking great meet here. Don't need to tweak anything. Don't need to change anything. We just keep running that same block over and over and over. Whereas what Mo was saying and what I've experienced now is the best thing to do is kind of go back to basics, make sure you're focusing on those weak points as well, getting your bodybuilding sessions in. And it's almost like mentally, my approach was like, oh, I have to squat because if I take a week off squatting, I'm way behind. That's not the case. Sometimes it's best to just go back to like a bodybuilding block-ish, work on those like fundamentals again, work on those weak points, and then you'll come back a lot stronger. I mean, who's to say I can come back and probably squat more than endurance? Who knows? But endurance is like shot.
No, it's not impossible. Do you know what I mean? It's not impossible. There's, some people's what they're saying, like some pharmacists are selling needles as big as this, so you can use that. So do you know what I mean? You get that.
I knew there was something coming. I knew there was something there.
You get there.
But yeah,
so
in conclusion, kids, just focus on all your weak points as well.
Yeah,
and
deal with the issues. Deal with
all the issues straight away.
Straight away. Yeah. So, boys, again, I think we said, of course, I'm glad like we caught up a little bit about ourselves in terms of what's been going on around our lifting. But in terms of the sport in general, we've seen a lot of things been happening, right? A lot of big names out there, saying shit, doing shit. You know what I mean? Some people are doing what they're saying. Some people are not doing what they're saying, right? So this is literally what's been happening in powerlifting, which is exciting. And again, SPD Austin happened yesterday. And we saw Avankis happen a couple of weeks back. Of course, there's a lot of things to talk about in terms of like these elites, what's happening around the world. So this is not a preview we're doing, even like our British Championship is coming up, but it's just like people's performance and what we've been seeing on social media. I think we should probably start, talking about it, giving some of these people flowers. I think I was talking to one of some friends today about the British lifters, right? You guys know I've always been an advocate of British powerlifting in terms of like our lifters, men and women, junior or sub-juniors, even though I don't talk to sub-juniors, but do you know what I mean? Yes, I've always been an advocate. So yeah, I know we have got more than normally have got personal numbers, but so what I'm saying, guys, like, what have you guys seen? Let me just start in Britain first. What have you seen in the Britain scene that literally has got you almost like pumped up, going like, wow, this is exciting? I'll start with Mo.
I'll say, I think this is almost not even limited. I mean, GB, we do have a high concentration of this, but it's almost worldwide. I want to say the aggressive rise of the juniors in terms of performance. Because, and this can be a good and a bad thing in the sense of when I joined powerlifting, there was a very baseline understanding. There was a time sport. The longer you spent in the sport, the better you got. But we are getting juniors who obviously are supported by high level coaching in some cases, who are performing and increasing in strength very, very aggressively. And I think that's almost like new blood coming to the sport. And that's really giving one a push for what they think is possible. And it's also making some people really sit down and go, hey, how much do I actually value this thing I've been chasing? That is, whether it was national champion, regional champion, or IPF world champion, because there are younger people who are hungry for this. So the question is, do I have the ability to step up and also increase my training effort in order to match these youngins? So I think that's been one of the biggest things for me. And also the drug testing has improved in GB so far. More individuals are getting tested a lot more time, but I think those two things have been a massive change I've seen so far.
I mean, speaking of drug testing, endurance, should we talk about that or can we talk about that later?
I mean, we can talk about it if you want, but yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
just to ask you quickly, Jordan, how many times have you been drug tested within this year?
No. Why the year? Within 5 months, I've been tested 6 times. 6 times. And what that's 6 times, it's not even a joke. The 6th time I've been tested, right? Look, I sat here, even my missus, right, Sophie, she literally said to me the other day when the inspectors came at home, she literally asked the inspectors, really? Are
I
you
can
taking the
imagine that as
piss?
well. I can
Is
imagine.
this literally has been bro, for the past four for this week it has been correct for 4 weeks, twice. Do you know what I mean? I left my home, right? I was going to the gym to do my accessory. The next thing told Sophie Kun was like, can you just turn around, please? Because they're here again. I was what the fuck? The other day I was in the office in London. Sophie called me and said, where are you? I said, I'm in London Bridge. I was like, they're here. I was like, what? And then I got them on the phone. I was like, listen, mate, I'm sorry. I forgot to update my whereabouts. I'm in the office. They were like, oh, listen, we're just gonna wait. You know, if he's gonna be in an hour or so. They waited for me. It was like an hour 10. They waited for me at home.
That was going to be my next question, actually,
You know,
because what happens in a situation where you can't go home? Like you're really busy at work, or like
If
it's a
what
miss,
it's
happens?
bro.
counted as a to
It's
you,
a
like
miss.
what was it? It's a miss, and you only get
It's a
three.
miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Serious?
Canadian, yeah, the Canadian girl, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. She got banned 1 year for it because
Yeah,
she
it's a
missed
miss.
three
Yeah,
God,
it
tests.
miss,
okay, okay. Just in a random scenario, right? God forbid something happens during car crash or something like that. Like,
mm,
obviously, would they take that into consideration, or even
no,
Miss.
no, it's a miss.
you're taking a piss? So you can be
Yeah,
dead and be like,
Yeah.
"Well, drug test. There you go, in your grave,"
yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, if
it's
you're
a miss.
dead, if you're dead, you're
Yeah.
dead.
You're dead,
and
bro.
you'll be on
It's
the
a miss.
IPF page as well to say that
Yeah,
you're
it's a
okay.
miss, it's a miss, it's a
That
So,
miss,
is
it's a miss.
wild. Are you
yeah.
The
serious?
thing is like for me, you know, some people get the same inspectors in the area they live, right? I've been getting different inspectors, no jokes, from different organization or whatever they call it. I had UCAD come in, I had WADA been literally guy was like, we're from WADA with a WADA badge. I was like, I normally get UCAD. Why is WADA? I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We can't talk about it, but yeah, we're here. Literally, you know. So yeah, it's been happening. Again, people said when you're tested is an honor, which is great, fantastic. But for me, I think it become annoying because I'm having to change my life around all these things. Because even now, like tomorrow, I need to go to the office. Tonight, I need to go to that page and change my whereabout tomorrow and change my location time. It's just becoming too much admin, a lot of admin from my perspective. That's why I love being tested. I love them coming here. I love them doing what they're doing. But it's just for someone like me that now get instantly, constantly, sorry, is just becoming too much admin. It literally become part of my life now. It's part of the admin I do on a weekly basis. I have to sit there with self say, okay, how's my week is looking like? Where I'm gonna be tomorrow? Where I'm gonna be this day? I need to put that in the bloody app. Literally, that's what's been
That's
happening.
really fucked up.
I think that's very good for people to hear because I think online, and again, I think sometimes I've sort of realized that majority of people that drop comments on Instagram posts probably have some sort of mental issue or mental health issue.
Oh yeah.
So you just got to be careful as to how you respond to people and what you're saying back. But realistically speaking, in the drug tested sport, which powerlifting is, and the people who are within the wider pool, out of meat testing means out of meat testing. It's not we're gonna rock up and we're gonna like tell people that hey, we're coming. It's like they're rocking up at your door, they're gonna take blood, they're gonna get urine, and they're gonna make sure that if you are cheating, you will be caught. And if you're not cheating, you need to be on point with the updating because you know that I need to be very careful with what you take. Because you see something like Durins, Durins doesn't let people touch his water bottle at meets because he doesn't know who is walking around. Right. So you have to be, and this is also for lifters who are listening and coming up too. Be very, very careful in what you're doing. In this day and age, there is in fact, if I hear anyone failed for a supplement in terms of like pre-workout or anything, you're just lying. So let's not even play games anymore. Like you're just lying to yourself and you're trying to lie to the public. In this day and age, you know what the sport is, you know what the people at the top level are having to face, and you hear Endurance having to plan his day, his whole day to make sure he doesn't miss a test. So you can definitely plan and look with your eyes on the website when you're ordering whoever pre-workout is you're ordering and make sure that you don't get popped. So
I mean,
I think
it's
it's
so
just very good to know.
I'm not gonna lie, right? Again, as I said, it's frustrating, it's good at the same time, but in terms of like having a family, having a life outside powerlifting, that's the where the frustration comes.
Mm,
Because like for instance, today I had to get a little one to horse riding and all of that stuff. I had to put the details into that damn app, right? Literally from like what, 10 in the morning to 12 in the morning, I'm gonna be at this school at this time. Do you know what I mean? I have to do it because I don't have a choice. You know what I mean? And then literally and I have to do it every quarter, isn't it? Every 12 weeks, I have to update that thing. And then when I do it, and every single week, I have to do where I'm gonna be. Because again, when the inspector came in, the one that came in last time around, he said to me, look, with the timing, sometime we propose the timing, but we look at your whereabout. Let's say if you put 5 p.m., because that's the problem, the only time you're available. I'll pick a 5 p.m., but I'll pick in a random date. But I'm gonna pick the time that you've given us. But I'm not gonna pick a week or day or whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's just the reality of things. That's what it is. So yeah, as Mo said, I'm glad drug testing's been done in the UK, especially in the UK. I can't talk of other nations because I have no idea. In the UK, we've seen differences, right? People literally being tested. But again, at the same time, I know people at the top are being tested more because of what they're doing or what's been happening. But some people, again, personally, what I'm saying is a drug test costs a lot. One, costs a lot of money. I think for me, is they should probably expand it a little bit further. In terms of testing the exact same people all over and all over again and again and again and again, come on, expand it. If you give me a test like 2 weeks ago, how the fuck are you going to come to my house 3 weeks again to test me? Do you know what I mean? And I turn up to a comp, you test me. Do you know what I mean? There's people out there that we clearly see like this person need a little bit of a swap. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? But the good thing is in the UK is happening. I'm happy. And again, we're going to turn up to the national this year. I think those performances at the national, everyone should be proud of because everybody will be on that platform. And I can tell you, they are on the list. Some people already on that quarterly basis, and some people already, the federation or these organizations that have their eye on them. So, which is a good thing for us as Brits. So, yeah.
Love that. Basically, stop picking on Jones and go focus on other athletes for the love of God, please. Basically.
Mate, trust me. I told the guy literally, I might just like arrange one of my visitor bedroom there, so you might just stay with me. It's just easy, believe me. So yeah, but in terms of like again, going back to what we were talking about earlier, in terms of like what we've seen and the talent and the rise of the juniors and the rise of performance, and I'm just focused on the UK right now, and for me, it's our juniors on the male side. Because a lot of these juniors on the male side have got big social media pages, of course, male are bold and confident. You know what I mean? They're not afraid to come and tell I'm going to take more record. They're not afraid of come and tell I'm going to out squat more or I'm going to beat more. Do you know what I mean? But the girls are a little bit.
Mo, please put Indy in there, put Tony in there, put someone in there.
Indy and Tony are semi-retired. You're the only one who's going up against these juniors.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Of course, there will be other 120 as well, like Curtis. So anyway, what I'm saying is the female side of British powerlifting, people are not really talking much about these ladies, what they're doing. And again, like I think 2 days ago, you guys seen I quit in 275 deadlift. Bro, some days I don't even remember if I can move 275 that quick. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not ashamed to say that. I know people say, oh yeah, you're trying shit, but you're a 360 puller. No, I know I'm a 360 puller. What I'm saying is there are days where I go to my garage, I load 275, I pull it, I'm thinking, there's no way I have 10 more kilo. Do you know what I mean? I have those tough days. Me seeing that 275 that she pulled a couple of days ago, I was just like, see, if this woman was across the pond or any other country, we all gonna be all over her comment section, reposting left, right, and center. But she's one of our own. But there's not enough spotlight. Again, like this is something I'm saying, like I think we should start doing it ourselves. You know what I mean? We have got people in this country that have got decent pages. You know what I mean? People that do decent content, people that love being on social media and do it better than some of us. But still, they rather go and post perks. They rather go and post Sonita. I love you, Sonita, by the way. You know what I mean? They would rather go and post any other else, but we have got our haters right here in front of our doors, but they're not getting the spotlight or the light they deserve. So yeah, for me, I think on the female side, I think I've seen a lot of talent that I've gone literally, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? This is incredible. For instance, look at this 57. Arguably, we have go through the best 57 on the planet in Britain. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the problem. When people just see, when I talk about it was three of the best, people always say, oh but have you seen what Sarah Nardi is doing? Have you seen what Natalie Richard is doing? The reality is Natalie Richard and Sarah Nardi is one. And then there is Joy, that make it four. And then there's Jad, that make it five. There is Adejoke, that makes it a six. And of course, there is Bobby. You know, in that list of 1057, Britain has got like three. You know what I'm getting at? The Americans don't have three, they have one. You know what I mean? The French have one. You know, the Italian have one. But us, we have got three that can go up against these guys. Do you know what I mean? And then we don't even talk about it. And then look at what Ziana is doing. The only other 84 on the planet with 600 kilos. No one else is close. But still, there is not enough. So yeah, to me, again, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I think I'm enjoying seeing the progress on the women's side than the men's side. The men's side is almost like I'm expecting that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you. Come to the British, if the 120 go all out, they're all healthy. I'm expecting 990, 1,000 kilos. I'm expecting that. Because if no more going to hit 1,000 kilos, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, one more is done. No, I would just be like, yeah, more should have done that like 2 years ago. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You know, that's the reality of things. But yeah, that's how I see it, and that's how I'm seeing it. We should start giving a little bit more props to our own rather than just jumping to other side. So what do you guys think?
I feel like on that, it's a tough one, man. Those that are going to agree with me don't necessarily have the biggest followings. And I think those that will agree, no, sorry, I said that the complete wrong way. Those that will agree with me don't necessarily have the biggest followings. Those that disagree have huge followings. I reckon we live in a day where, unfortunately, reposting or working with someone to post something on their Instagram now requires the other individual to also have a huge following. If they don't have a big following, that person isn't really going to benefit anything from that. So it's almost like a business now. Obviously, we have a lot of powerlifters with huge followings, right? That are good and do good things. But realistically, if you think about it, it's kind of like everyone each to their own now. Like, they're a big lifter, they're a big name, they have a huge following. So that's for them, that's how they make their money. Why are they going to make a post with someone that's only got 1,000, 2,000 followers? They might be a great lifter, they might be very, very strong, but realistically, when you think about it from a business point of view, if they repost it, how many views is the other lifter going to bring in? They're going to bring in what, a couple hundred, if that? So it's not really benefiting anything for the big Instagram influencer, which is why they're not doing stuff like that.
I don't know if reposting is good, but I don't know if it holds as much value
but like,
as it used to back.
I'm giving an example. That's what I'm just giving an example. Like, for example, if me and you work together, you've got 20,000 followers, I've got 5,000 followers. Realistically, are you going to really want to work with something with me? Like, if you know that it's not really going to benefit you. This is what I'm trying to get at. And I think this is the issue right now in the UK, right? We've got so many influencers now with over 100,000 followers. And unfortunately, we've got some great fucking lifters with like 3,000 followers. Sadly, those lifters aren't going to benefit anything from powerlifting. They might get your A7 or SPD contract because they're representing Team GB. Congrats. But they're never going to get anything outside of that. You know what I mean? And that's unfortunately the world we live in.
For me, just to add one point there, I think there's, again, more, of course, you can jump in after. I think I've been talking about this, and it's still even getting worse. I've seen there's a massive division in the UK when it comes to powerlifting, when I'm talking about seniors, juniors, male and female.
Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's massive because
But we've
the
always
thing,
said that though. From day one, that's always been a thing.
you know. So yeah, more, yeah. What was you about to say there? So go on.
So what I was gonna say is I was trying to look at it, and and I've been of the opinion that I think we're seeing a surge in the performances on the men's side, but I think the women's is due one. And I'm trying to keep a track of. So what I was trying to then do is I was trying to the male side is seeing a surge because we're having juniors who are pushing the standard and also making the men also involved. We've had the OGs, Kristen, you, Tony, all over Owen Hubbard, let's say, and then we've had juniors who have come in and then they've pushed that standard, and the rising tide rises all ships, all ships. On the women's side, it's sort of I'm looking at the top 10 list, and it's still the same old characters that have been there for a while. It's still Joy, still Bobby, still Zana, still Annie, CRD Jockey, it's still Toyosi, it's still Tasman, it's still Aquin. So we're not seeing, and also the age, you're not seeing that many 20, 21-year-olds breaking into the top 15, top 20. So it's almost like maybe on the men's side, we're having the juniors. The men's side is getting better because we're having some of the junior men come into the open, and then that's starting to merge the viewership for both sides. But on the women's side, I'll still say there's still a massive split between the junior women and also the open women. And then that just might be with training age. It's globally, you do see some freakish juniors who come through. Tiffany Chapon comes to mind, Agatha comes to mind, but it's not often. On the women's side, it's the ones who've been there for the last 8, 9 years, slugging at it, that are the ones who are on the top end. So I don't know, but I think we definitely do need more highlighting that needs to be done on the women's side. But I don't think sharing is the way. It's almost like, and I think this is very important. You need to make people care about your own lifting. Because I've actually been looking at the metrics, and the reason why I was saying Espin, I don't think it'll matter as much, is I have shared people with smaller profiles on my Instagram page. Just good lift share. Even for example, Sanchez for some reason has like 5K followers, even though he pulls 420.
That's
right?
mental.
Right. But what I found very interesting, and this is no, Sanchez is probably even the more extreme example where he's doing something insane and he has a small. I have people who have small and they're doing like good for their standard. The amount of people who now view stories and click to follow the link is very, very low. People come to your stories to engage with you. They don't come to engage with someone else via you. Right. So as much as we can say it's slightly different, let's say we had Sabado where people follow Sabado for Sabado, and then if they see a lifter being shared on Sabado or Kingo lift, they go, oh, cool. Maybe I'll check out this lifter because this is a platform I come to watch new and upcoming lifters. But the honest truth is lifters now need to make people care about that lifting, because we have opportunities for sponsorships with clients, with supplements company, clothing companies. You can make little tweaks to your Instagram where you present your lifting in a better format. It's no longer corny to upload your SPD days or your training days or whatever you're doing for volume. And it's also good to show some personality, because unless people know who you are, people are not going to care about who you are. And I do think the women's side, I will be honest with you, I'm reading this neat. Joy barely post. Bobby, her posting quality is as bad as Durance used to be before. Ziana, once in a year. Honestly, I beg the woman every single time, please post. Annie's good. Adejoke, Auntie,
Forget about
your
it.
pure gym. I don't even know what's on the bar. Toyosi is good on TikTok, but she grinds. Tasmin, poor quality again. Erlof always hiding her weight. Bet is pushing, and Caitlin is also another lifter junior who's actually coming up, right? But you see that top 10, the social media is not there. So as much as we
Mo just went out for everyone. Fucking hell.
Please
Jesus Christ, Mo.
I beg you, it's 2 weeks out. I'm tired. All right. But if you compare it to the men's side, you got Durance is doing his social media, doing his falling on the ground after a set of 265.
I was gonna say that. I'm on his Instagram right now, right? And it's weird because it's true what Mo said, because people are so involved in that individual and they want to know what that person's doing, right? But it's also dependent on the actual picture as well before they click on it. So if you notice, right, Durans, I've got your boy that's about to spot you. That video's got 47K, probably one of the
Brother.
highest ones in the first few, right? And then the one that comes second is the one that Durans is on the floor, like he just got a cramp. And it's crazy that people click on that because they want to see something. It's like that's what engages, right? But then if you've got a picture of Durans just about to bench, that one got 9,000 followers. That's got the same amount, sorry, the same amount of views as what my dog gets on his page. So it's just little things like that. You just need to post.
I think right. One thing that I realized with this, I mean, after the day, because I've done media training and social media training as well for some work. I've just finished. Oh, there's one thing like that's you see like my social media is different now.
Oh, did you have to do that? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's different now. So there's one thing they told is like they said, look, I know sometime you don't want to tell a full true story about your lifting on your media because you feel like you're almost like exposed to the world, right? But every now and then you need to tell the truth around the lift or around something you're doing. Because like if you see like the way I edit now is more about so like I'm showing the almost like the real reaction that I used to cut in the past. In the past, I used to cut there. Do you know what I mean? I don't want people to see me like sobbing or crying or screaming. Do you know what I mean? But now I'm trying to show people the glimpse of what that reaction is. It's not even like about okay, you're trying to be over dramatic about that something because the cameras aren't on. Sometimes when these things happen, you don't even realize there's the cameras aren't on because this is the thing. Like the two me dropping on the floor, that one I told you, bro. This is the 265 kilo for 8 reps after I just competed, after I just trained like 48 hours ago with 290 that almost that killed me. Do you know what I mean? So when I'm doing, I'm just thinking, what the fuck? What, how am I doing this? Do you know what I mean? How am I doing this where like I haven't even eaten and there's no recovery? What the fuck? Do you know what I mean? These are the things people want to see that is, as you said, more make their social media a little bit realistic and a little bit relatable as well to people. Because there's other things like when you look at people like Ross, you look at people like Gavin's and the rest, these big pages I'm talking about, right? Their social media now, they're doing things like unconventional. Things that me and you wouldn't do. It's because they've set that background already. They have that baseline. Because if these guys were starting in the beginning, if Russ was just starting in the beginning now, Russ would not be doing what he does. He's in a bathroom where only his bald head out, saying like, I look beautiful. Bro, just imagine how many followers you're gonna get. What do you do?
Leave us. He'll get his vote if you're bold, wear it proudly. Don't let Durans with his receding hairline.
Oh, trust me. I was actually thinking, boys, Sheffield, for me to turn out bold.
You cannot be bold, Durans. It's not. You cannot be bold.
Your missus will kill you. Number one.
She'll leave
beat the shit out of you. So that's not gonna happen.
I was about to literally. My idea was like, when those videos of Sheffield come out, when people are greeting, the only next thing we see is just me coming in bold. Even her, she would be surprised in the audience, thinking of what the fuck. So, boys, again, moving on to the things we've seen. You guys seen Avankis. You've seen SPD Austin. Tell me about it, guys. Come on. How do you guys feel in terms of don't compare both meets in terms of like how the streaming this left, right, and center. I'm talking about what you guys seen the quality of lifting because since Austin happened, we never haven't done a podcast. The last podcast we did was the World Games. After I came back from the World Games, do you know what I mean? So, honest to God, your honest opinion. I'm gonna start with Mo. When you look at these two competition, the performance of what you saw, what do you think about it?
In terms of the meets themselves.
Say it again.
The performance or the meet?
About the performance of the athletes or the meet?
The performance of the athlete, not the meet.
The performance of the athlete.
Yeah.
I think we've got to shout out GB boys that went over. We got to shout out Nonso with that massive 988, which is huge, considering he's destroyed Dennis Cornelius's world record. We're talking about Dennis, who people thought was a monster and an outlier back in his days, and we've got a 20-year-old kid or 21 now destroying records like that. Apart from that, we had Bormston with a 905, I believe, or 904. which was really, really good. Ade was injured, unfortunately, but he decided to carry his big head and travel to go and compete. So that's
Because
his own.
he told everyone, I just wanted to get my 200 plus bench. I didn't
But
care.
it's also what I found very interesting from that conversation. It really highlighted how what's the word for it? Powerlifters or not the powerlifting viewership pool as of right now has a very, very short memory span. And people over prioritize the most recent meet they've seen, and which is fair because people rarely you compete once, like maybe
Mm,
2, 3 times a year maximum.
mm.
So obviously the whole conversation before that meet was Ade was the next person to challenge or be whatever, whatever. And as soon as that meet has happened, irrespective of the conditions, Ade's off the list. Honestly, I think
Oh,
Ade's number 8 now.
bro,
Everybody,
after what happened at
everybody
Austin, everyone are
disregarded him.
thinking like Ade, and the way the narrative, the way they're using Ade's name now, right? A few podcasts I've listened is always like, yeah, Ade, he has the potential that
That's
could
it. I
be.
was gonna say it.
I
It
was like,
changed.
you
It changed.
people,
It
Jesus.
changed from Ade is the person chasing Joey B to
Yeah.
Ade has the potential.
He has the potential, but the way he deadlifts, I don't think will ever gonna happen.
I was like, that's so
The
crazy,
guy's the one that
man.
was. I was like 6 months ago. You guys were saying he's the only one that, not even the only one. He's the one that's gonna beat Joey.
Yeah.
It's crazy though what one comp can do though. Like
It
it could just change
is.
everyone's mindset to how
It
they
Oh,
portray
is.
100%.
people.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, Mo. Yeah.
And but then also you have meets like a Vankers, which is also showing the Americans really going all out, to be honest with you. I think not Vankers, but also SPD Austin, the one that happened recently. I think this is what the Americans look like on home turf, to be honest with
Mm.
you.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like
Well, of
if
course.
they had Sheffield in Austin and you had
Mm.
Jesus, you had Bob, we have Joe Jordan looked tight and phenomenal. There were a lot of good performance. Megan Scallion on the women's side, Gabby Martinez on that side too. Um, they had good performances because they didn't have to travel as much and they don't have to deal with the international variables that everyone, to be honest with you, has to deal with. Whether or not you're coming from GB to Germany, there are still international restrictions and also things that we deal with altogether, irrespective of flight times. So I thought athlete performance is good. We are seeing athletes do what we think they should be doing. But really, the scariest one has been the junior performances. We've got the Will
Mm.
Boulder 93 kilo kid who burst into the 918. You've got even the one that happened yesterday in the Austin, the 83 kid. He's only
Jason Long.
21.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
870,
873.
73. Yeah.
Exactly, which
Who the
is
one that they
massive.
started talking shit about Durance. That one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. His introduction was,
That was
if he does
wild.
this, he will surpass lifters like Durance Kingham. I was
For
like,
no
bro.
But
reason.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the good thing is because yeah, it's always good to your name to be mentioned in big meets like that.
Yeah,
As soon as they
very
mentioned my
true,
name, I
very
was like,
true,
oh my God, am I that good? You get people like
very
Jesus
true.
lifting and Ash lifting, Bob lifting. You're mentioning
Yeah,
me on the meet that they
very,
lifting.
very true.
Jesus, I didn't know that, but I'm the only middleweight World Games winner, isn't it? So yeah,
Yeah.
moving on.
Oh,
But
okay.
apart from that, I think we've seen some very, very good expression strength. But what I really
Mm,
like though is we've also seen a rise in the quality of meets and
mm,
almost a
Yeah.
celebration of what powerlifting is, which is why I think meets like Sheffield, Avancus, SPD, Austin are. We are celebrating the best athletes we have within our sports and trying to
But
make the
that's what
sport
money
more
does when you
marketable.
put money forward, isn't it? When you put money into
Exactly.
something, you expect things like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Yeah. Espin, what about yourself?
Everything about that comp from the last night was really good, to be fair. Like the stream was really, really good. Um, the quality of what's his name? Ryan and Russ as well. That was actually quite a cool combination together, to be fair. Russ being a commentator as well probably brought a lot of viewers to just tune into it because you know what I mean? Um, but what a lot of people were saying as well, actually, I want to ask you guys. I mean, I feel like you guys, I want to throw you guys in the deep end more because I feel like if I go down, you guys are going down with me. But there were a lot of comments about people saying that the quality of the the calls were really bad. Like there were some
That's
calls.
American though.
I
That's
know,
It's
I
America.
American
I
know.
mean,
meets.
Like
that's
there were
Yeah.
American. Do you
there
know
were a
what I
lot
mean?
of calls.
So
I'm just saying. I'm just reading the comments. I read the comments like everyone else, guys. But apparently there were a lot of calls that shouldn't have been given. Did you guys see anything on these lifts that was like, fuck, that was actually quite questionable? You would never have got that in the nationals, for example.
Look,
Delaney's second pull was borderline.
Yeah, that second pull was
Um,
borderline.
and then you could just tell with the weight gain, it's affected his lockout.
And Sean Noriega, again, the last meet he did at the national, he was impeccable. He was amazing. For this one, I think is more about probably he was injured. You can tell he was injured. It was no even his second, because for me, the first squat and his second squat was the same.
Yeah, they were all the same.
It was the same.
Do
you know what I mean? So, but again, he was injured. I can't understand why probably that happened. But because the last meet he did, you can't fault him on that because he was hitting everything. So, but even like the kid that pulled 378, what's his name? Jason Lowe, I think Jason Lowe or something like the A3 guy. I think
his final
when you look at what I watched that lift, right?
Jaden,
I watched that lift.
No IPF judge is giving that.
I'll put it this way: no IPF judge in Europe or a world will give that.
But in fact, the jury will tell you not to even look their way.
Yeah. So to me, when I sat there, when I watched that lift, I said to myself, this: if you gave him that lift at the first point, I would not say nothing. Nobody would say anything. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, you made a judgment call, you gave him the lift, 3 voila, is gone. But the fact that he got 2 reds and the jury passed that lift, I was just like, are you kidding me? Do you know what I mean? So, but again, at the same time, as Mo said, it's not even about the lifters themselves of the lifting. To me, the performance that I saw yesterday, the talent I saw yesterday was incredible. You know, bar what the judge could have given or not given, but still that way was loaded, it was executed. Do you know what I mean? Whether it was executed well or not, but it was incredible to watch yesterday. I mean, from that squat battle all the way to that deadlift battles, for me, it was just like, wow. So I get now in social media, again, I think I saw it today saying, was it the best squat battle you ever seen, or was it the best deadlift battle you ever seen? What do you guys think about it?
General, to be honest with you, it was just good.
For someone that doesn't really engage too much in meets outside of like comps that I know people that are competing, like for example, you guys, for me, it was fucking great to watch. Tasha was sleeping, so and I had my headphones in, I couldn't even like make a sound, but it was a very fucking interesting comp. It was very like engaging. The commentary was very good. It was on point. Like Ryan made you want to still stay and watch it, right? He got everyone really hyped up. So just little things like that. It was good. The quality of the lifters were fucking great. I mean, and it didn't disappoint. Everyone fucking performed, which was sick.
The deadlift was incredible. The squat was incredible. For me, as a lifter and as an elite myself, for me to go and say it was the best squat battle I've ever seen, I don't think it was the best I've ever seen because I've seen Sheffield and I was at Sheffield. Sheffield squat battles is always world records. You know what I mean? And especially that Jesus first one. You know what I mean? You can't tell me the Sheffield squat battle was nothing. Or even like when we saw Ashton last year, come on, Ashton and Anatoly, we saw what happened. You know, again, even Russ himself as an 83, 338. Do you know what I mean? So this is where I put it down to, because when we say best that we ever seen, are we saying Sheffield squat battles are not the best in the world? Because these are the best lifter on the planet, world champions. But I'm not saying yesterday was not world champions, they were. But in terms of that, but in terms of, if you tell me in terms of like the tonnage, I mean, what that was lifted yesterday was incredible. I mean, for me, like the performance that caught my attention, I told you boys on the group chat, Ashton 381 kilo squat, mate, it almost literally got me in tears. And I'm not gonna lie. The reason I'm saying that, because I've become a little bit close to Ashton in terms of like, since I met him in Germany, of course, I met him at Sheffield and all of that stuff. Yeah, I met him in Lithuania, Sheffield, and all of that stuff, because everything he went through behind closed door, for him to load 330 or 81 kilos and hit it like he could have done 390, mate. It was something like I just sat there, I watch it, You know, when you watch someone squat, it got the red green light, it's gone. I had to rewind it again. So then the Jesus squat that came in, I almost missed it. Do you know what I mean? That's how incredible for me it was. And that lift literally that stood. Because again, I think I said this in the beginning when we started. There's lifters out there. Like I know I was taking a piss out more. If more towards 1,000 kilo, I wouldn't be like excited because I expect that from more. But there's lifters out there, they do certain things to thinking like I was expecting that. Right? But there's lifters out there, they do certain things with everything with the externals, just thinking how. How? That's how that squat to me literally like stood. Known to 415, I was happy with it and I was excited with that 415, but it was not something I was like, I can't believe this has just happened. What this kid did, no, because I know what potential. I know he can pull 420.
Yeah,
And for him,
405. He's doubled 405.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is
That's
what
insane.
he pulled 415 and thinking Jesus attempted 430. I was like, this will come out quick. It's just that lockout. You know what I mean? That's all.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? James should have let Nonso do that 427.5.
He should have done
He
it.
should have. Yeah, should have let him do it.
Yeah,
Should have
he
let him
should have
do
done
it.
it. And it
Yeah.
what? So for him not to come out the British.
No, he will let him twerk his back when he comes back. He'll
So yeah, so
twerk.
to me that was incredible. Of course, Bob 10-10. I mean, boys. I
That was
mean,
massive. Yeah.
that was just speechless. The speechless. That was speechless. And Joe Jordan, as you said, he was amazing.
He was on fire.
He could have total 740, 745 yesterday.
He was also hella pissed off on that platform.
Yeah.
Did not celebrate a single thing. He just executed, went off. That was it.
He was on fire. And then Megan, oh my God, man.
Megan was 580 is massive, but also the lifter who came second, I made a note for her name and I have somehow lost it again. She came second to Jacqueline Maletier. That is a massive total increase. And the fact that she's benching 140 now, and she missed what 7.5 kilos on that squat for a third attempt. The 69s is gonna be crazy in America.
I was just like, that's mental. Because the way I found Megan performance almost borderline rude, she was she was in Avankas. She's the one that came like second, isn't it, to Perks? Right? She's not like, she had a bad meet. She went 9 for 9 for that, all our PBs, and come here after a couple of weeks and do what she did yesterday. And then on the back of it, I mean, we're going to talk about the wild cards. Of course, that's the last thing we're going to talk about in terms of like your views on that. You know, for me, that was incredible, you know. And again, I've always said this, the talent pool the American have is borderline, literally demonic, right? Because people don't realize, because we are lifters, right? We're talking about here lifting there, squatting here, squatting there. These guys have got killers, no one, no two, no three, no four, no five, in every single fucking weight class. You know, to see Delaney yesterday turning up there with 1 pull away from 900 kilo as a 93. Just imagine how many 900 kilo 93s the Americans have. Russ. Oh, God. Russ. They have Kaiko. They have go Dominic. Is it Foucault? They have go Petrie. They have go Gavin. And now Delaney is falling in that category. And what's the other kid that was in Avangas? What's his name? Is it? No, we're bored.
Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah.
That's a Chance Mitchell. But better.
I mean, Chance Mitchell is a rest in peace. You know what I mean? So they have got like 8 900 plus lifters. The one that we know. You know, I'm gonna put a caveat. The one that we know, bro. Sometimes I wish like my dad turned up in America rather than in Britain. Because as a lifter, right, as much as we're sitting here thinking, oh yeah, it's great with the talent pool. There's only, as I always said to people, they're only gonna send one. But it's just exciting to be part of that.
Mm.
Just imagine there is like none of you, all of you, 900 kilos in the battle, bro. You know, so yeah, it's incredible. So me, I had fun. I watch it. I was saying to myself, I'm only gonna watch squats, but believe me, you know, luckily the M25 was stacked. So when I was coming home, literally, like, I had my phone there, my iPad there while I'm driving. Because the Tesla, you can't watch YouTube while you're driving. So yeah, don't do that at home. But I had
On
to. I couldn't miss
on
that.
the on the wild cards, I mean,
Mhm.
I'm gonna obviously the and we're gonna talk about a few of them, but can we just start off with Russ and that intro that they did, the video? That was fucking good. That's what powerlifting needs, man. We need more shit like that. That
I mean,
introduction was so
yeah.
cool. Like,
It's Russ, isn't it? He's Mr. Social Media. So I'm sure when he was told like what 20 weeks ago that you're gonna get to Sheffield, he probably had his team already filmed that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's
it was a
exciting.
good video, man.
But it's
It
good
was
though,
a-
it's exciting. But the thing is, like, look, I'll put it this way, talking about the wild cards, all right, since we moved to that subject of wild card. For me, every single lifter that got a wild card to Sheffield, I was not surprised, right? Rightfully so, they deserve the wild card. But and then again, I will go back to this. Why on earth did Gavin Eden did not get a wild card when he broke the 93 kilo total at NAPF? Can someone explain that to me?
Too many 93s by then. We already had Keiko, you already had Emil, you already had Gustav.
How many 93 we have now?
Well, we only had Emil before, and then we added Gustav and Ross. But then if Gavin had gotten that would have been four 93s.
So he did
Also,
deserve it. Bro went to NAPF. He hit a world record. They waited 20 minutes to pass it, but still he didn't get wild. He didn't get a call.
I think it's the Ross effect. You know, that's the
Oh,
honest truth
100%.
also. It's the
Oh,
Ross
100%.
effect.
It's the Ross effect. And it also is you need to be liked by certain individuals. Do you know what I mean?
My
That's a
man's doing
fact.
conspiracy. He doing
I mean,
conspiracy theory now.
that's no consequence to a theory, but I'm not saying it's not deserved. Look, I'm happy. Look, when I saw yesterday Russ coming, just imagine Sheffield with Russ. That means more eyes, right?
100%.
More,
Yeah.
more eyes on Sheffield, and people will be more excited. You know what I mean?
More
It's
VIP
amazing.
tickets.
Yeah, VIP tickets, amazing, and all of that stuff, great. But what I'm saying is like because I didn't understand that criteria, I'm just thinking like, say about what's this thing about? Oh yeah, we're not gonna pick up anyone else from NAPS, NAPF. We're not gonna do that. So what's that saying? Where is it gone? Do you know what I mean? But anyway, it is what it is. But when you look at the lineup, it's exciting. Do you know what I mean? It's exciting for me personally. If you ask me who I was expecting in those wild card, I kid you not, boys. I really was praying for Jesus to get a wild card. No offense to Russ, no
There'll
offense
be
to
no,
Gustav,
yeah.
but the reason I was playing for Jesus, bro, just imagine a Sheffield without a 400 kilo squat for the first time.
Mm.
Just imagine that.
Sunita will do it. I think Sunita can score 400.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Because on the women's side, it's almost they're keeping the consistency.
Yeah.
Sunita and Brit, they're still going at each other. You still get seeing those massive weight being lifted. But on the men's side, the biggest squats we're gonna have at Sheffield this year, it's probably gonna be what? Russ?
375.
Huh?
Ross is not scoring McDonald.
Oh yeah, so I forgot Anthony.
Yeah.
No. Maybe a
Put some respect on the
375.
man's name, man.
Is a
I'll probably say
375?
375. Yeah.
Yeah, 375 probably is the biggest squat we're gonna get Sheffield. A 375 from Anthony, and after Anthony, we'll get probably a what? A 360 plus from Russ. What's Keenan? Keenan and Russ, they have a pretty much similar squat, isn't it?
Nah, Keenan is 370. Keenan did 350 for cell 4.
Shit.
Yeah,
Jesus
Jesus.
Jesus. And you did a 360 for set too.
See, I've given up in it. I started like I
So
see that.
basically, so basically,
I see
basically,
that.
the two 105s, they will have the biggest squats at Sheffield,
Yeah.
right?
Because
And
those are your
then
biggest boys apart from what's our boy's name? 120. Lebanon.
uh, yeah, what do you call it?
Etienne.
Etienne. So basically, you're gonna
Yeah.
have Anthony, Keenan, and then Etienne. I mean, Etienne. I mean, Russ might end up squatting more than Etienne. You know what I mean? Because if Russ go for a 365, that's because I'm sure Russ want to score over 363 more than what's his name? More than Jamal. I think Russ won that. Do you know what I mean? A 365 will be 65 will be on a plate. So you see a 93 being the third biggest squatter at Sheffield, and of course, probably Perks will be in between 340 or 350. You know what I mean? So it's for me again, like I was just saying, in terms of like loading that bar at Sheffield, it's always good when you see a 450, the bar start bending and Jesus coming in, you know what I mean? One step, two step, you're thinking the ground is shaking. You know what I mean? You're in the warm-up area with him and they're holding area. He's sitting there, you're just thinking like, damn, that fucking dude is strong.
Imagine that full 78.5 at
Bro,
Sheffield, man.
at
Like
Sheffield.
2,000 people screaming. It would have been
Oh,
so crazy.
this is why I was literally praying for that Jesus wild card.
I
But
think
again, well,
Jesus probably might be in the what do you call it? The ones that wait in the
That
background though.
that reserve thing, isn't it?
the
Yeah,
reserve.
reserve.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
has to be. It has to
That
be.
what
But the
Jonathan
thing,
Garcia did.
but the thing is, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to Sheffield, with the social media, the what do you call it? The PR around Sheffield, people might get injured. But we just say, I don't give a fuck. 75 kilo, I'll turn up. And I will ask you this, I'll throw this question out there. I'm not injured, by the way, guys. You've seen me like doing 300 for reps and reps. If I was injured, I wouldn't be doing that. All I'm saying, like, if you were in that position, you are for
Fuck
Sheffield.
that. I'll squat the bar.
Nah, you've got to calm down. Unless if you think about it logically, that would be the most selfish thing to do.
I mean, there's a
Because
couple of ways. There's a couple of ways to look at it, right? Like number one, you can go and squat the bar, but then for the rest of your life, you've got a picture of you just holding the bar at Sheffield.
bear in mind, no, Espin, flip it this way. If you paid 50 quid for a ticket to go to Sheffield, let's say, and you see some man just come through, squat the bar, when you know you could have stayed at home and given that opportunity to someone else, I'll
No,
elbow you from the crowds, bro. You better go back home.
But
that's true.
again, those people at Sheffield, they, every
Durins is
single
greedy. I know Durins is still squatting, 100%. Durins
Yeah,
ain't going
Dreams.
home.
He'll take it. Nah, he's not. He'll go there to get his care package, stay in the hotel, and tell them I'm not lifting to endanger my life. So
I
sort
mean,
yourself out.
100%, I'm gonna do that 100%. Because at the end of the day, that Sheffield invite, I did not beg for it. I didn't go on social media. Oh, yeah, this is what do you call it? Fighting for wild card, and I start fighting for it, going to kill myself elsewhere to be noticed. No, I got that wild card. I got that spot. My two Sheffield appearance, I got them on the platform where the qualification was set. Do you know what I mean? So all that bullshit that you guys are talking about, I'm not even gonna hear it. I don't wanna hear it, bro. When I hear it, I will turn up. Even if like I'm coming out with like fucking my Zimmer frame, I will fucking tear it up. Right? That's me. I know people hate when they hear it, but I deserve that spot. I'm gonna turn up as long as I don't die. But anyway,
There
boys,
you
I
go.
know this was a good one. Like we caught up in terms of like a few things that been happening around the world and in GB and more. Of course, yourself, you are in serious prep right now. You're peaking for the Brits. Good luck. You're looking really strong, really, really, really strong. So again, I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. You're going up against two of the best 120 we have in the country. You know what I mean? The good thing is about because these boys have been traveling Europe. Hopefully they got some food poisoning in France or something. They ate like some raw meat. Do you know what I mean? It's to give
Man, I
to
want them
give up.
healthy because I want them. I want both. Imagine both. If we have two lifters total 1,000, I know what I'm totally right. So I know what the baseline will be at bare minimum. But if we have these two boys totaling 1,000 me, then that is positive for the sport.
Bro,
So
that's me as being
yeah,
part of the just part of the team. if I make the team, because again, even me, my place is not guaranteed in terms of making that team to
Nah,
Dubai.
your place is guaranteed. Ade's in holiday in Italy, so Ade's also treating his place is guaranteed. So
I know when I saw him on a holiday in Italy, I'm thinking, this guy's actually thinking he has to go British. What the hell?
so that's
Why
his
isn't Italy
business.
literally like having his meal?
Let him enjoy his holiday,
You
man.
know, he should
Nothing
be
wrong in a little
peaking right now.
holiday.
He should be on the peaking season right now. I said like that 330 that you put for a double. I was like, that is not a peaking 330, bro. You've done that for 7 before. What the fuck? Do you know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah, I mean, me as part of the team, as you said, if you get to 120 total 1,000 kilo, then getting on that team going to Dubai is exciting. It's exciting because you got two boys out there that will go and fight all they are. Again, you can't write off other weight classes in Britain. So before we go, last question I'm about to ask you guys. We will have a team of 8 men to go to Dubai. Don't give me names. Don't give me whatever. How many weight class do you think they will double up?
It's potential because we have the new score, don't we? What's the we've got the new scores were
The
published
Carpino.
by Carpino
The
scores.
Carpino. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are, bro.
What's the
They are.
Carpino score for 120 plus?
120 plus is it 90, 900 and is it 980, I think?
If it's 980, that's too low. Then okay, fair enough then. So yeah. The thing if it's gonna go based off the Carpino score, then unfortunately it is two 120s, two 120 plus, two 83s, and then most likely 193 and one 105.
That is
Anything,
peak.
anything above 83, just fucking might as well join me, start doing bodybuilding.
You mean anyone below 83?
Anyone below?
But the thing is, like, let's see. Not necessarily though, because I'm thinking it will depend, isn't it? Because if we go Joey hitting 695, that's Carpino 3. So now, so the question to ask, let's say Joey hit 695, Carpino 3, right?
Yeah, what did he hit at Silent?
665.
65.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just saying he hit 695. He get a Carpino 3 for 63, 66, right? And is he first choice, or you look at other weight classes? Because the other weight classes, let's say they're 83s, right? Carpino 3 is 817 and a half. Let's say I go there, I hit 10 times body weight, 830. Ade does 850, right? And then of course, Christian does 890. And then Sanchez does what you need to do, of course, the 120. So do you still pick that 695 because he the Carpino 3? Or you look at other weight
I would
classes where they
say,
are?
yeah.
No, you
Yeah.
have to. You
Joey
have to
should
give him.
go 100%.
Yeah. Because
So
what happens is for every single the way it's currently set out is if you win British Nationals and you hit the Carpino, you are guaranteed a spot. And really, it's after all the guaranteed spots are done, it's then second place that has also hit the Carpino that then gets a Viant spot. And then it depends on how much the 120 exceeds the Carpino in comparison to the 120 plus or the 83. So that's the way it goes, So
interesting.
first thing first, to secure your team, actually hit the Carpino and win. So Durance, you can't just go in there and hit 830 if Ade's going to hit 850, right? You actually need to win. If
No.
not, you might be
sounds a
sitting.
bit stressed.
If Joe
No.
is going to be hitting 695, you might be sitting at home and watching Joey from the TV.
I might as well. I mean, that's exciting though. Just imagine him in Dubai and me at home actually cheering him up. Do you know what I mean? With
That'd be
like
wild.
with a 900 kilo from Sheffield.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
this guy's a prick.
But
He
it's
said
exciting, bro.
imagine, but he can't even imagine it himself. Oh,
What?
I'm just excited, bro. I'm just excited with it.
So obviously we're going to be doing the preview, right, for the British. We're going to have to do that. So stay tuned
Are
for
we?
that one, guys. Yeah. We'll be
Next
doing
week.
that.
Next week,
But
bro.
Okay, then.
what I'm thinking, right, because Mo, you did say something quite interesting. That's just it's been playing on my head now. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it without you guys even knowing. So we already spoke about the fantasy league, right? So the fantasy league, the first place was £80 cash prize. Second place, 40%, £40 cash prize. Once this video goes live, so for those that are listening right now, if you haven't yet, go click on the link, make your team, get involved. If we get 100 reposts on this video right now, just 100, not asking for a lot. We get 100 shares, right? I'll double it.
The price pool.
I'll double the price pot. All we need is 100. Okay? But you have to tag us so then we can repost it. And I'll be counting every single one. If we get 99, we're not doubling shit. Bro, you have to get 100 or above.
You mean the video of this podcast episode?
Yeah.
Okay. Upload it as well in time, isn't it?
Yeah. This needs to get 100. All right.
That's what I'm
we'll
saying.
Leave it there.
You just need to upload it in time. Otherwise, people won't do it.
Done. Deal.
Cool. All right, boys. Anyway, for anyone who's listening to us that has stayed this long with us, guys, we appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for listening to us. And I know it's been quite a while since we had an episode with 3 of us, but we will try our best. We'll be back gradually to start literally at least doing 2 a month for our fans. And the British preview is coming up. So please stay tuned. We will not going to be biased. I promise you.
Yeah, we will.
All right.
Stay healthy, guys. Peace.